Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. May Allah's peace and blessings upon you all. I am Mrs. Zarina Abdulaziz, attorney, human rights activist, activism in youth and racial discrimination. Why I am here today? Yes, I campaign and calling people's support, regardless race or religion, to my democratic civil rights movement called Sri-Lankan Muslim Lives Matter. I campaign against forced cremation of COVID-19 deaths in Sri Lanka, and I plea justice for baby Shaikh. Therefore, I kindly request all of the humanity to provide your democratic support regardless of race or religion against to institutionalized racial discrimination and racism against to an oppressed Muslim civil society in Sri Lanka. The recent continuous and ongoing institutionalized racial discrimination against Muslims equal dignity. Today, Muslim civil society lost their trust with government, lost their trust with politicians, lost their trust with religious leaders, lost their trust with media and journalists. Also, they lost their trust with freedom of judiciary in Sri Lanka. But we deeply concern and we request people to trust the democracy, trust the unity, trust the power of your voice. We remind people are powerful force, although they are sidelined and overlooked. We as human rights networks promote people to use your voice and demand your rights. We encourage people to take center stage and have your voice heard and acted upon in issues affecting them. We express our deep concern and condemned the Sri Lankan government failed to consider the World Health Organization's guidelines and scientific evidence and mandate the forced cremation of COVID-19 deaths. Especially, I express my deep concern about the cremation of 20 days baby Shaikh without permission of his parents or legal guardians within a short time period by the management of Lady Ridgeway Hospital in Sri Lanka. Our enduring challenges is to transform the ambitions of the Universal Declaration into real world change on the ground in Sri Lanka. And this is why my call to action is to the UN family itself, to member states, to parliamentarians, to the business community, to civil societies, and to people everywhere in the world. We remind the government of Sri Lanka to consider the majority people vote for you for the prosperity and peace in Sri Lanka. Majority people not vote for the government to discriminate between people and promote racism. We as nation must unite for the best interest of Sri Lanka and our future generation, regardless of race or religion. We must work together to win the democratic rights of an oppressed civil society. We are not deserved to treat as second-class citizens. We as nation must unite together and use our voice to demand our human rights and constitutional rights. We request all our Sri Lankans and international society to stand up and support regardless race or religion against racism and institutionalized racial discriminations in Sri Lanka. Also, we remind you this is your duty and my duty and your obligation and my obligation for best interest of Sri Lanka. And I thank you for all our brothers and sisters, organizations, civil societies, politicians, and all others who stand up for freedom of religion and take part in a silent protests from Sri Lanka, Middle East, Europe, Switzerland, United Kingdom, America, and Canada under this pandemic situation. Thank you very much for all your support. May God bless you. Thank you very much.